Well, hello. Welcome to the Ram Show. It is Sunday, November 18th, 2018. Back again this week for another show. We were off last week because, somebody was not able to be here last week. And,
Believe me, I would have rather been here.
let me. There we go. Okay. So I tried to convince Joe to be on the show with me last week, and he wasn't having any part of it. So, it wouldn't have been that hard. Like, okay, he wouldn't have probably been as insightful as you are, but I wasn't gonna make him be. You know what I mean? So, anyways, ooh,
I don't know.
I need to get some
I
better.
don't really.
I need to get some better
Kind of do,
lighting.
but don't.
Uh, like, like you know, when I talk with tech to you, when I talk about tech with you, we just have, we click on it. When I talk about tech with Joe, sometimes he
Sometimes.
gets it, sometimes he doesn't get it, which is okay. So I wasn't expecting him to be as insightful about some things, and give as broad of a perspective on things as I would from you, and that's totally okay. So, anyway, but I have to talk about it only because, well, I do. So, Zach works in the somewhat retail space. Are you excited about Black Friday?
No, I'm not.
So,
Why would I want to get up and drive somewhere to buy some stuff in a literal zoo of people when I can just wait 2 days for Cyber Monday and just be fast at clicking and order something online that I want?
good point. So, okay, while we're
Like,
talking,
I don't understand. Well, I do, but I don't see it. I don't see I cannot find a rational reason that Cyber Monday has not just completely made Black Friday
like, obsolete completely,
Well, yeah, because you can get anything you want online.
you can.
It's like it's the same concept, just online, and it's like, well, online
There's not
better
the
than driving to a store.
there's not the rush. And like Black Friday has been a thing forever.
What, you're
Like
telling me that wandering through a zoo of strangers
I've
in a
never
crowded store
I've
to
never
buy
done
some
it.
cheap TV or something
I have
is a
never done
rush?
it.
No
And you know
thanks.
what? It sounds like the deals this year, like the average discount is only going to be like 37% off or something. It's not that high. So, speaking of that though, like so you Black Friday completely like just like over it. But Cyber
I
Monday,
don't think I've ever gone Black Friday shopping. And actually,
I
I've
never
never
have.
really gone Cyber Monday shopping either.
Okay, is there
I
anything
don't
like
know.
Cyber Monday that you would like check out, or are you just kind of like I'm over it?
I mean, I'm going to upgrade my computer, so maybe
Right. Okay. Let's talk
try
about
to
that real
fish for some
quick.
stuff online, but like I'm not really well versed in the art of the hey, we got to buy that within like 5 seconds or else they're going to be sold.
Right. So,
Like, I don't know. I've heard things like, well, you can use such and such service to give you text alerts as soon as it's live, and then you can just swipe what you want. It's like, that
right.
sounds okay, but I've never done it, and I don't know if it actually is legit, works, or
So,
anything.
let's talk about a couple things here. First things first is this is you said new system, getting parts for that. So, here's my biggest question. See, I'm hoping that Zach doesn't go with Threadripper. I'm hoping he only goes with Ryzen 7. That way our systems are at
Well,
least
I
comparable.
mean, it would do enough. It would do enough, but I can just sit on 12 cores for like ever and forget about it.
Right, but then you finally
I
have
mean,
the
I do have a habit of like 60, 70, 80%ing my CPU on the daily for several hours at a time, and it's just like not really
Okay,
working anymore.
but here's the thing. Oh,
And when
excuse
I'm
me.
sitting here looking at my GPU utilization, it's
Okay, I think in the graphics department, you're probably always going to beat me for the most part, unless I just upgrade to something totally like out of this
touching the
world,
graphics card
like a
right now. I don't
2080.
care about it. This is going to give me such a performance boost already that I don't care because I'm hitting the CPU bottleneck. I have too many things running. And so if I want to play a game, nope. You have fun using 50% of your graphics card because that's all we can use. That's what's happening, and that's why I'm frustrated. That's why I want to get some more cores in my computer.
Like, I would still be, like, the one thing I'm
You
thinking
just
about...
want to talk trash.
Exactly! Like
you
right
do
now,
already.
right?
You did
That's
talk,
the
you
only...
talk trash.
Well,
Now I'm going to turn the table. How does it feel?
Well, I'm still the one who's sitting over here with fiber to my house, so,
Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Yep, that's it. It's...
You had to know I was going to pull that card. You had
No, I
to
had
know.
no idea, honestly. I just did not even think of it.
That is okay. So this is what's great right now. I have the superior internet to my house, and I have the superior machine right now because Zach always used to give me crap about my toaster of a system, and now I'm the one who has the superior system right now, and I don't want to lose that because I absolutely love that.
Yeah, I'll see you next week, kiddo.
So, it's like I said,
Actually, real talk though, I do hope to go out and buy some stuff next week. Like,
right.
Putting away money since
you know
around
what?
August.
So the one thing I might
would
look
like
for
to make it happen soon. I kind of have a.
Oh wow, you dropped out on me there.
Huh?
You
Hello.
dropped. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Sir. Are we here?
Yes. You what?
What was the last thing you heard me say?
You what?
What was the last thing you heard me say?
Yeah. You what? That's you something.
Oh. No, I have a exorbitant number of hours next week to work, so I will be getting more money. So maybe I will do something silly like finally get a third VESA mountable monitor so that I can just VESA mount them. And
that's
not
right.
have a monitor with half the base just hanging off.
I remember that. Okay, so that is the one
It's
area.
not smart.
That is the
It's
one
not
area.
smart.
Okay, that's the
Not
one
smart.
area where you still beat me in is the number of monitors you have on your system.
Oh, whatever.
You have
Is
3.
this a competition?
Yes.
Not no.
Yes. Did you not? Okay. Have you not known me
The
long
desk
enough?
competition now?
Wait. No. Have you not known me long enough to know that I'm competitive, Zach?
Oh boy.
You like
Desk setup competition now.
No,
Well,
hold on. How long have you known
I
me?
may have 3 monitors, but they are just silly. Why are half them hanging off the desk? I don't. It's not.
Because you don't have a big
not
enough
good.
desk. I keep telling you need to build a custom desk.
Okay, but why not just VESA mount my monitors so they can just hang off the desk?
Well, you could
I
do
don't
that
care
too.
about it.
You could do that
There
too.
you go.
Wait, are you still using the same desk you had in college?
Yeah.
That thing is tiny.
I mean, I don't know. You want to buy a monitor for like $50? I'll sell you this one.
No, because you know why? Here's the thing. Here is the exact reason why I do not want to do that. Is because I will then have a third monitor, which A, I don't have any room for, and B, even if I did, is not...
Desk. What do you mean?
Me? Yeah, yes and no. It's big enough for 2 monitors.
Well, I don't know.
But, okay, here's B, right? Is that even if I did have room for it and figured out how to mount it somehow? Because I would need...
have a VESA mount.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's why I don't want it.
No, and here's why I don't want it. And it's totally arbitrary, but it's me. And that is, it would drive my OCD crazy because it's not the same as the other 2 monitors.
Oh, see, that also kind of irritates me too, but I don't know. I mean, I'll probably just buy another one of the one that I have on the right side of my desk, which is VESA mount, or can be VESA mounted. And then I have the 144 hertz in the middle, which is fine. I mean, I like that one. Whatever, it's not going anywhere. I can mount. And then this one on the side, the other side, it's like it doesn't VESA mount, and it's different from the one on the right. So I'm just like,
right. So, but no, that is. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I will probably just buy another one of the ones I have on the right. It's just a basic 24-inch 1080p monitor.
But like that's my thing, totally.
Bajillion out there.
Yeah. Here's my thing totally, though, is like, I feel that like a quote unquote proper dual monitor setup or multiple monitor setup has to be done with the same exact monitors. That's like my
Actually,
criteria.
in the middle, I think the main screen can be different and it's still acceptable.
Oh, see, you know, I would just like, if I had the money, I would do, and if I had the money and the space, 3 of Samsung's ultra wide curved monitors, call it good. Like, that would look sweet. But
If only this monitor did have a mount, though, I could just have it like in the middle above. I could have 4. That'd be dope.
ooh, yeah. Yeah. Or you could be,
Yeah, this thing without a mount is just relatively useless.
well, we could go completely insane like Barnacules Nerdgasm, where he's got like
I
the.
feel like I would be better off just selling it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you seen his channel though? Jerry Berg, I think is his actual name. Barnacules on YouTube.
Maybe
He's the one that's got the IKEA table, like dinner table for his desk with the like 3 like giant LCD TVs, and then he's got one above.
nice.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I don't fancy a TV.
anyways, so no, okay. The one thing, like the one upgrade thing that I want to do with Redmond is upgrade the graphics card. Like I'd love a 1080 in here, but you know, that'd be kind of cool. I can't really justify spending
I
the
don't know.
money
I
on a
think I would
20,
do that down the
2080.
line, maybe 6 months down the line, or maybe next time there's a graphics product launch that significantly excites me. Sure, maybe.
Right.
But I don't really feel the craving for more performance in the graphics department. Actually, no, I do, but it is due to the CPU issues that I'm
Right.
having with.
See, here's my
My-
thing.
My
Utilizing it
graphics card
for
is just
rendering.
not getting used. So,
But see,
need more
again-
cores so I can have all the things running and still not have my CPU choke on them.
Right. But difference between you and me, I do content creation. So the content creation software that I utilize could definitely benefit from using the 1080 Ti, being able to render on the graphics card, along with the CPU. Like those two things
Okay.
kind of together. Like, you know, get some insane performance and stuff like that. So, anyways,
You know,
but
I think
remember,
I would go for like a used 1080 Ti or something like that. But I mean, I don't know. I couldn't settle for anything less than at least 40-50% performance increase. Otherwise, it's just not worth the money.
mm-hmm. Right. So again, what do we do with the old system? Like, do we? Because I still think Joe needs a decent system too. We need to talk him into
Are you
that.
talking about my old components?
Well, I thought about it.
I mean, I don't know. If he'd like to buy them, I would probably sell them to him. I don't know. I would have to have a use for a second computer, and then I would have to, purchase some new components as well, like a new case and power supply and such,
Right.
or things that I'm.
Right. Or he
And-
does that,
And then I would need to do that. But I mean, if he wants to buy the motherboard, memory, and CPU, he probably could. I would probably sell.
right. Grab him a case, stuff like that, or maybe
It's
we
actually a
do,
decent overclocker. the
Right.
CPU. It
or
it
we
does 4.5 gigahertz on nearly stock volt.
right, or we build him a Ryzen system too.
Oh,
You know.
Yeah, I mean that's totally a thing too.
Right. I think it's
This
something that we
is,
need to do though.
Like 4 generations old CPU.
Right. I think it's something that we need to explore for him. He's expressed interest in being able to play some like, the big game he wants to play is one of those Sims games. It's called Planet Coaster. I actually did a live stream of it the other day with Joe. He called in and we were kind of sort of playing it together. He was watching the stream and like telling me what he wanted me to put down, but it was like delayed by like, how many ever seconds? Like 15 seconds
see,
or
that sounds
something?
kind of awkward.
It was kind of awkward. But, like, anyway, you know what? I thought about it, and you know what? Thinking about it now, it probably still would have worked. Like, having him, like, team viewer into the computer or something like that.
That would be pushing it.
Hey, I have, 8 cores, 16 threads.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the performance on his end would look terrible.
Oh, probably. Probably.
Yeah.
So,
I don't doubt whether whether it could be run, like even on my computer. My computer is no slouch. It's just old.
Right. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like 3 years.
But that's the main game he
I don't
wants
know.
to
I mean,
play.
3 years old is not that old. It's
Yeah.
just not cutting it anymore.
No. That's the main game he wants to play, but he needs a... I bet you he could probably play it okay on his system, because we had a guy actually from, like, California join the stream and start talking to us. I'm pretty sure I mispronounced his name. I'm pretty sure it was Noel and not Noel, like I was saying. Sorry.
Good job.
Right? I didn't realize it till, like, later after the stream, after you got off, and I'm like, God, crap, I totally mispronounced that guy's name. I feel bad. He was playing it on, no lie, this is what he told us. You ready for this, Zach?
What?
Well, actually...
It's either going to be at the really high or really low end of the
No,
spectrum.
really low end.
Really? Okay. Hit me.
Hold on. Hold on. Planet Coaster PC minimum requirements. Let's look at this real quick here.
Just playing it on the bare minimum computer or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Here. Okay. I think that'll take you right to it. So this should be this is what it says for the minimum system requirements. Did that come up for you?
Wow, that's awfully high.
Yeah.
That's the recommended requirements.
You know what? I'm not sure. These are the recommended requirements. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, a 4770. That's awfully beefy for a bare minimum requirement.
I don't know what the bare minimum is.
At Toyota.
Oh, joy. You gotta love automatically playing ads. Oh, joy. I feel like this website's gonna give me like a virus or something. Anyways, okay. So this is what this says. An Intel i7 4770, 12 gigs of RAM, and a 980, right? Okay?
Yeah.
Here's what the guy was running.
I saw it.
Any guesses on what the guy was running it on?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Take a wild guess, like the best guess you could take.
I mean, it's gonna be like some ancient like Pentium or something silly.
Okay,
like
not
that.
quite that bad. It was a MacBook Pro.
2 quad?
No, a
Oh,
MacBook
it was
Pro.
a Mac?
Yeah, MacBook Pro. But on the lowest settings, no less. But if it can run on the MacBook Pro, I'm pretty sure Joe's little system could actually run it okay.
I mean, it will probably run. Of course, the recommended system requirements are going to be way higher than what you technically need for it to run and function.
Right. But that's
The recommended is probably so that you can play on the high preset and have a good frame.
Yeah. But that's the game that he really wants to play. So he needs a better system if he wants to do that. So, you know what I mean?
Well, the other issue is I don't even know what's the value of my components. Like, what is a 4790K, a Z97 board, and 16 gigs of DDR3 worth? I don't know.
I'll look it up online. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you do.
If he wants to build a new system, by all means, go ahead and do it. I don't care.
Yeah, I think
I'm not bent
that's
on getting rid of this.
I think that's maybe the way to go.
I'm going to upgrade my computer regardless of whether or not anyone wants to buy my old components or not.
Right. Okay, let's hop into topics for this week. So, what we're actually here to do on the show. But, I mean, we could banter back and forth. Some weeks I feel like that's actually more interesting than us reading topics, or going through topics. So, let's talk about Instagram real quick here. Normally we don't talk about Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, any of that stuff, right? Except for in the case where it's something hilarious that we can totally make fun of the company for. Instagram has notified some of its users that their passwords may or may not have sort of kind of been exposed due to a security bug.
Lovely.
Yeah, according to the information. So, a spokesperson for the company said that the issue was discovered internally and affected a very small number of people. What is a very small number of people for them, though? You know?
I don't know.
See, that's kind of vague PR speak right there.
Yeah.
So, in this instance,
I mean, it could be anything.
right,
Anything at all, it could be.
right. So, in the instance, here's what happened. The bug was tied to a feature that the company rolled out in April that allowed users to download all of their data. That was all part of the GDRP thing, the General Data Protection Regulation thing. You remember seeing all the freaking emails about that in your inbox?
Yep.
So, according to Instagram, some users who use this feature have their passwords included in a URL in their web browser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that the passwords were stored on Facebook servers, which is Instagram's parent company. And not Instagram, Facebook has been having its own PR nightmare lately. You've probably seen all the stuff there. We're not going to dive into that because I don't care. But, you know. So, anyway. So, a security researcher told the information that this would only be possible if Instagram stores its passwords in what, Zach?
Plain text. I actually have no idea, but I'm just going to throw a guess and say plain text.
Yes, plain text. Which,
lovely.
Let's take a minute here to stop and explain for anyone who doesn't know, what is storing passwords in plain text? What does that exactly mean?
Well, what does plain text mean? It means you can read it, right?
Right.
You can read it with your eyeballs and understand and decipher what it means.
Right. Now, if they're storing passwords in plain text, that's a huge security risk. Again, why? Because it's in plain text. You can just read it. It's just there. Not a great way. Here's the thing, okay? So when a company, let's take something like Facebook or Twitter or even Google, right? When you forget your password, you click on the little link and it says reset your password. They send you a link, you reset your password, right? They don't email you your password because here's the thing, they don't know your password. And that's how it should be. Now, if you get an email from a company and they send you your password, run. So here's the thing, is how should passwords be stored, Zach?
Hashed.
And salted.
And salted.
Right? Now, if you're thinking to yourself, what the heck does all that mean? Well, the layman's terms is basically it runs it through a bunch of stuff and scrambles it all kind of together and stuff like that. So, it's all based on like mathematical equations, isn't it, Zach?
Yep.
Yeah.
Math sucks, so we'll just say that it's secure.
Well, basically what it is, it's math that can be done really easily one way, but math that's really hard to do the opposite way.
I mean, technically, it's not irreversible.
It's not irreversible, but it's very hard.
The amount of time it would take to reverse the process would take, like, billions of years.
Right. It's kind of like that idea of, like, you know...
for your average computer to do, or even the most powerful computers on Earth.
Well, let's look at it from this example, because this is a good example, right? You know, such and such number equals this number, right? That's math that's real easy to do that way. But what numbers could give you that number? You know what I mean? So, like, think of it like when you're trying to find out, like, prime numbers. Do you remember doing that in math? Absolutely hated that, by the way.
It does involve prime numbers, yes.
Right, but it's that same concept.
I remember knowing how it worked, and now I don't know how it works.
But it's kind of that example where it's like, that's the math that's really hard to kind of do backwards. It can be done, but in this case, you're using a lot more characters and a lot more, like, you know, a lot bigger numbers, so it takes a lot longer. Stuff like that. But that's the way that you're supposed to store passwords. So, Instagram says that it has since fixed the feature so that passwords won't be exposed. Oh, by the way, a spokesperson also disputed that the whole password thing was stored in plain text, saying that the company actually hashes and salts its stored passwords. Okay.
Well, of course he would say such a thing.
All right, because that's what you're supposed to say. That's what's supposed to happen. Anyway, so... they've apparently fixed the feature so that passwords won't be exposed and told users that they should change their passwords. Okay. As a precaution. Excuse me. In a statement to The Verge, an Instagram spokesperson said that If someone submitted their login information to use in Instagram's Download Your Data tool, they were able to see their password information in the URL on the page. This information was not exposed to anyone else, and we have made changes so this no longer happens. So.
I
Okay.
mean, it does seem a bit silly what they did, regardless.
Or why it was even a thing in the first place. But, like, that does open up
Yeah.
that concern is, how are they storing passwords? Are they stored in plain text? Are they salted and hashed like they should be?
Well, it's a good thing I don't use Instagram.
So, I just am kind of sitting over here like, because I use both Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, not very often, but I'm just kind of sitting over here like, yeah, whatever, you know, like, I guess I'm kind of nonchalant about it. Like, I don't care, and it's probably because I really don't use them. That's probably why. So, anyways, so. Dang it. I literally just opened up the same exact story I was just reading. Okay, so, Zach, you have a Samsung phone, right?
An old one, but yes.
What version of Android is it running?
4.4.5 or something like that.
4.4.5? What are we
4.4 point something.
What are we on right now?
9? Question mark? I don't know.
No, I think 9 is on its way. Oh, we're on 8.0. I think we're like on 8 Android. So
Well, yes, it is old.
do you even
What
know
of it?
Let's see. There's cupcake, donut, eclair. Is that what that is? Froyo.
Claire, yeah.
You're on Froyo.
No. What? No, it has. No, definitely not.
Well, that's version 4. Or are you,
What? No, definitely not.
okay?
That's old.
Are you on gingerbread then?
That's older than.
Oh wait.
That's older than gingerbread, and gingerbread is what my old droid used.
Wait, are these going backwards? No, it says eclair. 4 is.
4.4.2 is what I'm on.
Oh, wait. Okay. I see how this is working. They've got numbers here, but that's not okay. 2.2 is Froyo. 2.3 is
2.3
gingerbread.
is probably gingerbread.
Yeah. 3.0 is honeycomb. 4.0 is ice cream sandwich. Then you got jelly bean, Kit Kat. Oh, you must be on Kit Kat then.
I believe so.
Okay. Then you got lollipop, marshmallow, and that's where this stops. Mm-hmm. And yeah, now I think we're on.
So what about it?
Oreo. Anyway, so Pi is coming out soon. I was just curious to know. Pi is coming out soon, and Samsung is headed towards a controversial change that impacts customers who like customizing their Galaxy devices with third-party themes. Okay, you ready? The company.
Say what's going on about that?
So here's what's happening, okay? So, Samsung has begun sending a notification to users that warrants beginning with Android 9 Pie, which Samsung plans to release in January. It's only going to permit free themes to be used for 14 days.
Well, why can't just root your phone then? I don't know.
Well, you probably could.
Pretty much my answer to everything is just to any kind of garbage that the manufacturers want to do. The answer is always just root your phone and do it.
Unless you
because
can't.
you paid for it, so you may as well.
Right, unless you can't root your phone. In my
Well, then
case.
don't buy a phone that doesn't have an available root method.
Right, I didn't know this before. Okay, so disclaimer now. I am now officially one of those people who has 2 phones.
Why? That's pretty stupid.
Why is that stupid?
Why? Why isn't it stupid?
Okay, let me explain why I have 2 phones, okay? My Galaxy S9, okay? This is my personal phone, my fun, like my play phone, right? Okay? So, personal phone in my hand.
Right.
The one I have, okay? I have a J7 Sky Pro, just a cheap $100 phone, right? This other phone that's in my hand right now is a work phone for the business that I run. So, previously, for my DJ business, I had an app on the Samsung phone that gave me a second number. Well, what I decided was that I wanted to try an actual hardware solution. So I had a totally separate phone with a separate phone number for business type stuff. Plus, I want to try to start expanding TechBeam Media into maybe something slightly where I work with like local small businesses in the community or something like that. Specifically, probably churches to start off with to see what kind of technology needs they need that I can help provide for them. And therefore, that's why I have a second phone now. So, now what's your response? Uh-oh. Did I lose Zach?
No. You were just blabbing about your other phone.
And so you tuned out. Is that what happened?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, well, basically it's for business purposes. So, now...
Sounds silly.
Sounds silly, okay. Hey, here's the thing, okay? TechBeam Media turns into something big enough, right? And at that point, you know, if we're actually running a legitimate business, I may explore the possibility of getting at least some employees, maybe not all of them, but some, specifically probably you and Joe, actual work phones. So, I would explore that possibility.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on me using it much.
Well, it depends on what you're doing. If you're getting a bunch of phone calls, you probably much prefer to actually have a work phone that you can just chuck somewhere at the end of the day and not have to worry about it. And not have your personal device blow up on you. You know what I mean? So.
I guess I do. I don't know.
Okay, I will at least tell you this, and that is I will be nice, and if I get you guys, I'm not going to buy you guys like expensive phones, but I will at least make sure they're Android phones and not Apple phones.
I will say that, I mean, knowing the device that I do have, surely it should be clear that I'm not bent on having the craziest phone.
Right. But my point being is that I would get you guys Android phones and not Apple phones.
I will not touch an iPhone under any circumstances. So you had
You know what though? iPhones are extremely easy to fix. At least get into.
What?
Yeah.
No, because Apple doesn't like when people do that.
No, you just take the two pencil hub screws out of the back and you pop the screen up. You know how you have to open a Samsung phone? You have to heat it up and then pry off the back. At least on like the S9.
Right. Well, mine, I just pull the back off.
Oh, yeah. Like the J7, like that one, the back just pops right off. Pull it off. Which, I miss that in phones. Because that makes it really, really easy. But, anyway. So, here's what's going on with this. So, after that, 14 days, your phone will automatically revert back to Samsung stock theme. And there are some people that have confirmed the whole notification thing, or the message. I don't know why I keep yawning. I'm so tired. Anyway, so users are going to receive two pop-ups. Basically, one's going to tell you, hey, your theme's going to be expiring, or theme's going to be removed. And that will display 24 hours before the 14-day expiration. Well, so...
Theme, a customization for your device will expire.
Right. So here's the reasoning why, probably, is what the article is saying, is that when you download a free theme, Samsung doesn't get any cut of that at all.
So?
Okay? Versus a paid theme that you're going to get a cut for. And their other argument is going to be that, oh, well, the paid ones are going to be, you know, support your device a lot better and like compatibility and stuff like that.
Blah, blah, blah.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So, yeah. We ask for your understanding as we have changed the policy in order to help our designers continue to create high-quality products and also to provide stable and satisfactory services for you. That is their PR response. Okay?
That is just the biggest trash. That is just the biggest trash. They want to get you to buy a theme so they get a kickback.
Samsung unveiled an overhaul to its software design. They're calling it One UI. The new visual style is meant to make larger smartphones easier to use. So One UI will debut alongside the Android Pie update, coincidentally. And it's putting an arbitrary limit on free themes. Is certainly one way to keep people using One UI. So
I mean, it's just a silly restriction just for the sake of it.
Right. I wonder how much backlash there's going to be about this, and we may see, hopefully, like Samsung
Those kind of
like,
things
oh crap,
in software are just the dumbest. Just the dumbest things.
right.
Should not exist.
So, anyway, but you know, I don't know. I don't do a ton of customization on my phone. Like both my phones still have the stock backgrounds on them that came with them. So I'm just not one for customizing
And
my
so
phone
do I,
all that
but
much.
I still don't like it.
Why haven't you changed it? You're just too lazy to? Is that the reasoning?
Oh no, I don't see an issue with it.
Oh, okay. I see. So, did I jump a story? I might have jumped a story by accident. No, I didn't. Nope, I didn't. I just tapped on the wrong link. So, what? Either that or I screwed up a link when I was making the document. Where? There we go. Let's see here. Making it big enough so that I know I can actually tap on it. Here we go. Okay. So, I don't know what happened. Adobe, fix Adobe Reader's app, please. It used to be a lot better. Now it's kind of like a piece of crap. So, yeah. But, anyways. Anyways, time for the Microsoft news. So, Microsoft is re-releasing Windows 10, the October 2018 update. In November now. Well, so you remember what the problem was, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, I do.
So, would you like to enlighten everybody?
Problem.
Huh?
I hope you didn't want your files because Windows 10 knows you don't need. We're just getting rid of them because we know you don't want them.
Right?
We're Microsoft. We just know what you want. And these files are not what you want. These files in your documents, your photos, your music, your videos, no, you don't want them.
You know what?
Bye.
That should be
this trash out of them.
that should be Microsoft's new slogan. Microsoft, we know what you want.
We're Microsoft. We know what you want.
We need to put that on a t-shirt.
And you don't want these files.
There's something else you said that we said needs to go on a t-shirt.
That would have been really just the perfect way for them to damage control that situation. Is just remind everybody that they know that we didn't want those files.
So a number of Windows 10 users reported missing files after the update was released in early October. Microsoft did re-release the update to beta testers, and it has taken the company more than a month to fully test it and release it more generally on the 13th. So that would have been on Tuesday. So, here's my biggest question still is why wasn't it thoroughly tested beforehand? And the other thing is part of the problem was basically, if you remember what happened is the reason files were being deleted was because people were remapping where those home folders were, like documents, music, and things like that. And so it was supposed to copy their stuff to that new directory, but it wasn't copying everything, and then it was deleting the old directory and with stuff still in it, and that's why files were missing. So, and the reason that happened was because they rewrote some of the code to make it do that. So, something that critical, you think they probably would have tested it pretty well. At least I would think so.
Well, I mean, I would have thought that's what the beta test is for, but nope.
Right. Well, okay. So apparently people flagged it in the beta test, but Microsoft just has a super crummy like, oh hey, something's wrong system, feedback system. That's what it was. So I think as part of this also they like redid the tool so that people can mark things with like different levels of importance.
Microsoft knows they didn't want those files. That's
Right.
truly the answer.
So, in addition to extensive internal validation, we have taken time to closely monitor feedback and diagnostics data from our Windows Insider. Oh, I love that. Diagnostics data from our Windows Insiders.
Right. Telemetry.
Right? So, from millions of devices on the Windows 10 October update, and we have no further evidence of data loss, explains Microsoft's John Cable, who's director of program manufacturing for Windows servicing and delivery. So, anyways, Windows 10 October 2018 update will now hit Windows Update for a small percentage of users, and people need to seek it out by checking for updates for it to even be installed. That is, if you haven't disabled the update service. Then again, even if you didn't do that, or even if you turned it off to try to get the update, you'd probably be met with BSODs and boot looping.
Yeah, probably. That is what happened a lot of months ago.
So let me ask
did
you
it last
this,
time.
okay? So when you finally build your new system, are you going to, at that point, just...
Probably have to. I'm just going to reinstall at that point.
Just at that point, just reinstall? You'll be on the latest version. Are you going to disable the update service then again?
Wait, what?
Are you... So once you update and get everything up and running, are you going to then disable the update service again?
Absolutely. What do you mean? I don't want this garbage restarting my computer at Microsoft's.
I guess I just don't care as much. Like, I let my system update.
No, I want my computer to do what I want because that's what it does. That's what it exists to do, is to do what I want, not what Microsoft wants. I don't care what Microsoft wants. They can show.
The only time I've had a problem with my system after doing a Windows update was this weird thing now where like OBS kind of like freaks out on me, and that could be partially due to the fact that I just let the system run all the time too now, but I never used to have this problem where like the webcam will just all of a sudden not be detected. It's weird. So anyways, so Windows 10 October 2018 update will now hit Windows. Oh yeah. Now, Microsoft is taking a very cautious approach. I wonder why.
Well, I mean, I guess good for them.
Right?
After what happened last time.
Right. They say if we detect that your device may have an issue, such as an application incompatibility, we will not install the update until the issue is resolved, even if you check for updates. So you avoid encountering encountering any related problems. So, isn't that what it should do in the first place, anyways?
Yes.
Right?
It is.
Or here's another idea: just give people the option before they update to, decide whether they want that update or not, like they used to. Like, I'm pretty sure back in the day, like XP 7, like even 8, like wasn't there an option that was like automatically install updates, automatically download, or no, it was automatically download and install updates, automatically download updates, or let me download the updates and install them and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, software as a service is just lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. So, okay. Moving on. Close, darn you. Let's see. What else do we have? Would you rather talk about the iPhone or the Pixel 3?
I don't care.
Well, there was a hack for the iPhone, and basically the hack for the iPhone was that they were having some testing done by like they hired a consulting company to basically like look for security flaws, and a couple of them found a security flaw where it would allow you to recover deleted pictures somehow. So that was a thing on the iPhone 10. This one right here, though, we'll talk about the Pixel 3. So apparently Microsoft says you don't need your data, and apparently Google on the Pixel 3 says you don't need your texts. Because
Google knows what you want.
Exactly. You know what? I give a lot more credit to Google than I do Microsoft, though, because at least Google, like, for the most part, tries to do the right thing, I think. So,
they're still capable of evil, but yes.
Right. So are disappearing texts worse than disappearing photos? Who knows? But both are... so both are things that consumers shouldn't have to worry about when using a smartphone. Unfortunately, both are also things that some Google Pixel 3 owners have encountered. Now, let me ask you, would you rather have your text disappear, Zach, or your photos disappear?
What photos? On my phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, those photos that I just take all the time, huh?
Right? Or your text messages that you get all the time?
I get more text messages than I take photos, that's for sure.
You know, the one thing that I still don't have, even after knowing you this long, I still don't have your phone number. Because you'll never give it to me.
You know, you're right, and that sounds crazy, but we don't need it. You just don't. Do you want it? You can have it if you want it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's ever been relevant.
No. I thought the reason you never gave it to me was because you didn't want me annoying the crap out of you.
But we have applications on the phones that do that anyway.
Right, that is
what
true.
Do you mean? What? Like, I don't know. It's never. I don't know. You can, like, these days you can get by without a phone.
You can.
I mean, it's. I don't know. I guess if you like to call and use your voice, it's going to be a little bit more difficult than if you just like to type on a keyboard and send people messages.
Right, which I think is almost easier half the time. Because I'm much more proficient on a keyboard than I am, like, using my phone. I'm actually pretty good, but I can definitely type a lot faster on a keyboard than I can on my smartphone display. So, for arbitrary reasons, Zach, yes, I want it, just because, but I will probably never bother you with it because, like you said, we have other means of communication. So... But just for the off chance, you know what I mean?
Sure, I guess.
Well, okay, here's a great example. That's
a weird thing. I never, that thought never even crossed my mind. Like, we use other software and it's fine.
Right. Here's my only thing, right? Is because this has happened before where your internet got knocked out, remember?
Well, yeah, but LTE exists.
Oh, I guess that's right. That is true. But still, I think maybe just, for arbitrary reasons, if you want to give it to me, you're okay with that? Yeah, I'll totally take it, and just store it somewhere so I have it. But I'm not gonna bother you with it. Like I said, I feel like that was the main reason you never gave it to me.
I don't even remember you ever asking for it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure we did. I'm
almost certain the answer is no, but fine.
No, you know what I think the conversation was? It was, give me your number so I can call you and wake you up in the morning.
Oh, what? Well, you better believe I'm saying no.
But no, like like I said, I'm not going to bother you with it. I have other means of doing that. But, like, again, for arbitrary reasons, that's why. So, anyways. But, let's see here. Yeah, so. So, after Google acknowledged and said it would fix a bug that can lead to lost photos, there are also scattered reports from Google Pixel 3 users about their messages disappearing from Android Messenger for no good reason. Android police reported on the issue yesterday, which the article was written on the 14th, so Wednesday. It doesn't sound like a rampant problem, but it is still a pretty bad one. No, really? Anytime anything disappears, like photos, text messages, music, files, usually you're gonna have people
It's
that are
not
not
good.
too
Not good.
not too happy with that. I don't know a single person who's like, oh yeah, I didn't need that file. It wasn't important. In most cases. Some of those affected think their November Android security update might be to blame, but others say that their messages vanished sometime last month. Perhaps the problem is tied to Android messengers or messages. So 9 to 5 Google notes some users have managed to recover lost messages by rolling the app back to an earlier version, which you can do by uninstalling updates from the app details page. Interesting. The severity seems to vary. Both individual messages and entire chat histories have gone missing, according to a collection of Reddit threads trying to make sense of the issue. Google's aware of the problem, and as with the photos bug, say a resolution is on the way soon. We recently discovered a bug affecting SMS MMS on a small number of Pixel 3S, and are rolling out a fix soon, a spokesperson said. SMS, that's text messages. What's MMS? Is that the multimedia messages?
Yeah.
So, anyways. Okay. So, darn it, my foot fell asleep.
Good.
So I'm battling that right now. I'm like, shoot. And the problem is I can't stand up and like sort of kind of move around because A, you're not going to be able to see me, and B, like that's just not going to work very well. So one quick thing before we leave you here. This intrigued me. Do you remember we'll see if you remember the name, and you probably will. I know what it is, but I like doing this all the time because it's fun. There's it's a little credit card sized computer, and it's $35. $45-$45, I think. Do you know what I'm talking about? What are they called, Zach?
Raspberry Pi.
Exactly. They're pretty cool. Actually,
What about it?
I'd love to get one just to like play around with it. The Raspberry Pi Foundation's goal is to make computing as cheap and accessible as possible. So on Thursday, it looks like, they introduced a new 25 computer that shares many of the highlights as its top-of-the-line $35 device. The new model is called the Raspberry Pi 3 Model A+. It uses a quad-core 1.4 gigahertz Broadcom processor as the high-end Model B+, and it also supports or has support for Bluetooth 4.2 as well as 2.4 gigahertz. Oh, and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Making it easy to use anywhere there is a connection. There's a few specs that are being cut back, although, and that's what accounts for the $10 price reduction. So there's no longer an Ethernet port. Okay. But you have Wi-Fi, so that's not a problem. Only 512 megabytes of RAM. Do you remember when computers only have 512 megs of RAM?
Sure, yeah.
I remember when my
Kind
computer had 256 megs of RAM. And I upgraded to 512. I was like, holy crap. And then I upgraded
I've
to 1
definitely
gig.
used such a computer, but it was not recently enough that I would have actually known or cared what was inside.
Right? I remember when we upgraded to like 1 gig of RAM, and I was like, holy crap. This is amazing. Now I'm sitting on like, what, 12 or 16? I think it's 16, is it?
12 would be an awfully odd number.
12 would be? Yeah, it's 16.
That would be an odd number
12?
for your RAM. Yeah, that would definitely be weird. Usually you're going to be 8 or 16 or 32.
So it's basically the same formula Raspberry Pi used the last time it introduced a pared down A+ model back in 2014. Interesting. So anyway, the Raspberry Pi is a cool little device that basically runs some distribution of, well, it runs Raspbian, which is a Linux distribution or Unix distribution or something like that. So anyways, what would you do with a Raspberry Pi, Zach?
I have no idea. I don't think I would do anything with it, honestly.
Really? Too underpowered for you?
Just don't have a use for it.
Right. Yeah. Be kind of cool. So, was there something? Ooh, excuse me. Excuse me. Ooh, okay. So I have to mention this real quick before we end the stream. So, my new place of employment, we do device repair, right? But before I'm allowed to do any device repair, I have to pass my certification. So, I had my certification test yesterday. And the one thing that had to work when the phone was done, like, if anything else hadn't worked, I probably would have been fine. But the one thing that absolutely had to work was the one thing that didn't work when I got done. I was like, crap.
Well, that sounds like you messed up there, boss.
So, I'll tell you this. So, anyway, so I for my certification, I had to take apart an iPhone 6. Basically, what it is you disassemble it, like you're going to do a screen repair, and then you put it back together with the same screen and stuff like that. But before you do, you test all this stuff. The Touch ID was the big one. The Touch ID and the home button. So, in particular, our store, or the company that I work for, we're not, we don't have access to, like, Apple's, like, proprietary tools to be able to, like, resync the Touch ID and stuff like that and make it work if we accidentally break it. So, if we break the home button, we just have to buy the person a new phone. Like, that's the end of it. Because Apple is dumb and has to, lock
Apple
their
knows
stuff
you
down.
don't want to fix your phone. You just want to buy a new one.
Well, no, or see, the thing would be is to take it to Apple and have them run their proprietary tools to see if Apple breaks the home button.
Apple knows that you want to overpay for them to do it.
Right. I'm sure some of it comes down to security, but, like, things like that. Anyway, so, but we unfortunately don't have the tools, right? So, anyway, put it back together and booting it up, and we had 2 training phones come into the store. The first one I did, like, a couple days prior, took it apart, put it back together. And I must have bent one of the, like, display connector pins or something, because there were lines through the screen. I was like, well, that's not good. So, anyways.
That's not good.
I was like, well, I know what I need to do differently when I actually do the certification test, I was like, I just need to be careful with the ribbon cables. Okay. So, anyways, get the phone all back up and running, turn it on, and I'm like, yes! I see the Apple logo. I don't see any lines in the screen. I'm like, yes, this is good, right? I'm thinking I'm golden. And then it boots up and it's like, no Touch ID available. And I'm like, crap. So, I think I had, like, there been some lines on the screen or something like that. I would have been fine because they're like, 75% of the device 75% of the device actually works. In that case, it'd be a new screen or whatever. But, yeah. So, the part that I was more upset with, though, was not the fact that I didn't pass. It was the fact that I didn't know what I had. Like, I knew something wasn't right. I knew Touch ID wasn't working, but I didn't know why it wasn't working, and that's what irritated me the most. I was like, I know it's not working, but I don't know why it's not working. So, anyways. But, no. For sure, iPhones are a lot easier to fix. So. Ooh! And I got something cool in the mail. Hang on. This is sweet, and, well, you don't really tear a bunch of stuff apart, do you, Zach?
Not really.
You know what, though? If you get into, like, your actual, like, like, IT support job, though, and stuff, this is something I'd maybe highly recommend you having on hand, and it's the iFixit Toolkit. This thing is awesome. So, this is not a sponsored video or anything. It'd be cool if it was, though. Get some money. But it's got an ESD...
Sure sounded like one.
Right. But it's got an ESD strap in here, which is really cool. So you can, make sure you're all safe and everything. You're not going to zap anything. Personally, like, whenever I've taken anything apart, unless I'm, like, at work, I've never used an ESD strap before. Have you?
No.
So,
Probably
Anyway.
terrible practice.
Oh, I'm sure it is a terrible practice. There's a suction cup in here. This is kind of cool. You can use it to like pull screens off of phones and stuff, or iPads and things. A whole bunch of pry tools to pry open screens and stuff like that. So, let's see what else is in here. Reverse tweezers. There's a bunch of picks in here. These things are really versatile for like opening phones and stuff like that. So we use those all the time because we have one of these kits at my place of employment. ESD safe tweezers in here, stuff like that. Spudger. This thing's kind of cool. If I don't like kill myself with the pointed side, Zach. So metal spudger. There's a jimmy in here. They call it a jimmy. It's a little device that you use to open up like key fobs and stuff like that. Just jimmy stuff open. This is the part that I love. Here is so. What is Apple has their own like proprietary like bits, right, Zach?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the. You're gonna love this. Okay. This is the. You'll see what they did here, but focus. This is the 64-bit driver kit. You see what they did there, Zach?
What?
Yeah, they call it the 64-bit driver kit. You see what they did there? So, but no, this thing's pretty cool.
Good joke, guys.
So it's got 64 bits in it. This inside part, so this is all magnetic. This is magnetic in here, which is pretty cool. And then it's got little like separation areas. So, but this is what I love about this. So this has like pentalobe screws, which are Apple's proprietary ones, and like security bits and things like that. And all your regular ones. There's triangle ones in here, which I'm not even sure what those are for, and stuff. But this is a really cool kit. So it's going to allow me to basically disassemble anything I need to. So it's got a really, really nice like handle. And then it's got this cool extender piece that's like actually flexible. So you can, you're like trying to get the one screw out and it's like in the worst possible space ever, Zach, It's like, oh, hey, use this and it'll like get right in where it's supposed to. So anyways, but with that, that's the only thing I wanted to show off because this thing's really cool. So anyways,
done with your promotion. Lovely.
What do you mean my promotion?
Yeah, whatever that was.
No, I just wanted to show it off because it's really cool. So you know what though? Here's the thing, okay? So, slight promotion is that by buying it, it wasn't cheap. It was like $50, but totally worth it. Lifetime warranty on it, which is cool. But by giving iFixit money, I am supporting the right to repair movement, which everyone should be doing. So, anyways.
Sure, I'll give you that one.
Yeah, right? So, anyways. Oh, and I bought this other cool thing called the iSesamo. It's a, basically a really, really flexible metal, like, tool that we use to, get in between the, like, plastic and the screen, and we can use it to, like, pry up and stuff like that. So, that's pretty sweet. But, anyways. So. All right. That's about all I have for this week. I doubt you have anything else to add.
Nah, I'm good.
So, all right. Well, with that said, we're going to end this episode of The Ram Show. And we will see you same time, same place next week, I guess. So, yeah. Like if you like, dislike if you didn't like, comment and subscribe down below, all that fun stuff. So, yeah. We'll see you later. Bye.